Paulette was saying about you never know who or where, or if it's your neighbor, or if it's somebody that you know, or somebody at a school, or we come into contact with many different people in all various ways, walks of life. And so I have shared this story publicly a little bit. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it here, though. But I, too, was also raised by a single parent, a mother who was a school teacher. My brother had a disability, and there was the four of us, 3 kids and my mom. And my mother was a school teacher, and I believe she made about $35,000 a year. And I didn't know terms like working poor. I didn't know any of those labels or any of that. All I knew is, and I thought about this earlier today because I was sitting down at my nice table in my nice house and looking at the pantry doors that were open and completely filled, the cupboards completely filled with food. And I thought back to a memory that I had when I was about 8, 9 years old, somewhere in there. And it was a memory of going to the cupboard, and there wasn't anything in the cupboard except a bag of flour. And, you know, going to the refrigerator, and there wasn't a whole lot in the refrigerator either. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I mix flour and water, if I could make like a pancake. And let me tell you, that does not taste really good. But I made my best effort of like making a meal for myself. And so this is one of the reasons why I come back here every year for this particular dinner. Because, you know, it's more than just a cause. It's something that's real for people. It's real. And I know what that's like. I don't like to talk about it that much because honestly, when you're young and you're ashamed of how you live and the way you grew up, I mean, that kind of stays with you even as an adult. Even no matter how successful you are in life, it kind of still stays there and sort of is like a shadow wherever you walk, that it's still a part of who you are. No, I mean, I've moved past, and my story continues. I studied hard. I did well in school, and I did well in school, and I ended up getting a scholarship, and, you know, life took me into a very positive direction, and, you know, and I thank the good Lord for that. That's really is who made it all possible. But it reminds me of that when so much is given to us, there's so much good we can do in return. Some people call it paying it forward, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. But we all have it within us, the means and the ability to help a little kid, just like I was that little kid one day, to help feed a child. And to me, that's one of the most noble things. What Paulette was saying, no kid should go hungry. I make damn sure my kids never go hungry. My kids have so much in this world, but I think about all the other kids that don't. What do they do? What do those little kids do? And you want to know the truth? The truth is, as a kid, you don't know any different, so it's just the norm. That's what's normal for you, right? That's your normal. But I can't imagine what it was like for my mother. Now that I am a mother, do you know how painful that would be if I had to look into my child's eyes and say, I can't feed my child? Do you know how painful that would be to be able to sit there and do that? And it happens every day in this city over and over again. And it happens all across the country. And so I say to you, and even though I'm standing here and it says there's a big script I'm supposed to be reading and following that I've gone way off, and about that's why that auction is so important. That's why those cards are so important. Because in every little way, we are all able to feed those kids. And I promise I will get back on track here and I have to figure out where I'm supposed to be in the script. But I just want to say to you, that's why I appreciate celebrating this dinner with you. And that I look forward to everything that Just Harvest is doing.